Nexxlegacy.
Fenty Beauty by Rihanna was created with the promise of inclusion for everyone, with an unmatched offering of shades and colors for all skin tones. You'll never look elsewhere for your beauty staples. Danaya Azure Radio is now sponsored by Fenty Beauty. Browse their foundation line, lip colors, and so much more. All you have to do is go to www.danayaazure.com. That's www.danayaazure.com. And click on the link that says Nexxlegacy Fenty.
Nexxlegacy.
Hey, this is Tracie Spencer, and you are now tuned in to Danaya Azure Radio.
Yes. Welcome, Tracie Spencer, to Danaya Azure Radio. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I am phenomenal. So you have been doing music for years. How did you originally get into music?
Oh, wow. My father was a musician, and before he even met my mother, he was traveling around with his own band called the Cavaliers, and he opened shows for like Jackie Wilson, Little Richard, people like that. And so, yeah, he's the one who exposed me and my siblings to different genres of music.
Mm-hmm.
Because by the time I was born, and I'm the youngest in the family of three other siblings, that he was running a couple of clubs, like a jazz club, and so yeah, he'd bring vinyl records home, and that's how I learned about Diana Ross and Tina Marie and Stevie Wonder and people like that, and the Beatles, and just all types of different music. And he would just sing with me all the time, and I would spend more time wanting to play records and be in the house and playing with my Barbies than being outside.
That's so dope.
Yeah, so it was like, and actually, my brother, who I co-wrote Tender Kisses with, we were the ones who kind of took to the music more seriously than my other two siblings. So yeah, we would be in the house playing the piano and just singing and driving everybody crazy.
That's amazing. So what was the first song that you ever wrote, and what was it about?
Wow, let's see. I can't remember the very first song. I know we have a recording of me, like when I was 4 or 5. We had like those little bitty recorders, and I would be in the basement and just like record myself talking or singing. And this song I wrote, it makes absolutely no sense, but it was like the first song I ever wrote. But when I started taking it more seriously, I was 9, and I wrote a song called Purple Porsche.
Oh my God.
Very weird, because purple is my favorite color. It's always been my favorite color. And I always loved Porsches. Very weird for a 9-year-old girl. But I wrote this song, and I actually demoed it like at a studio through one of my dad's friends. And I think we still have that. I still have that recording somewhere. But yeah, that was the first song I wrote. And it was literally about a guy that I had a crush on driving around in a purple Porsche.
Oh my god!
And I wanted to meet him and get to know him.
So what do you think has been one of the most defining moments of your music career?
Defining moments of my music career, I would say when I was 14 and working on the Make the Difference album, and the new president of Capitol Records came in and said, "Hey, you want to put together your own album? Like, you want to A&R your own record?" And I looked at him like, "What?" I don't know if I can do that. And he said, "I think you can do it. You know what you want, or you know the type of music you like. We will help you find the producers or writers. You just tell me the people you want to work with. Or do you want to work with people that you don't, that aren't necessarily well known, but because there's a lot of talent, and some people get passed on." And I just remember I would get demos of songs all the time from really talented people that nobody else was working with, and labels would just kind of trash the demos. And I remember I would have my manager go gather some of those demos, and because I wanted to listen to them, to hear what people were thinking when they were writing a song for me, like where, what direction they were thinking. So me and my brother, we were like, okay, so we started looking for writers and producers, and they gave us a budget, and I put an entire album together with the help of my brother and the label at 14. And so that was a defining moment, because that's a big thing to take on at 14. A girl coming from Iowa, I was in Catholic school. It's like I was living two different lives. So no one that I went to school with, my friends had no idea what I was doing. And that was a big responsibility, because I had to learn a whole lot about the business side of things at 14, and still trying to, still playing with Barbies.
Right,
so I had to grow up kind of fast. But yeah, it was pretty cool though. I that a major label like Capitol Records allowed me to do that.
That is so cool. So what has been your most favorite place to perform?
I don't know. I have to say, recently, doing Club Quarantine at the Kennedy Center with Be Nice was pretty amazing. That was special for a lot of reasons. The Kennedy Center just has, the history of the Kennedy Center,
right?
But also because it was my first time performing again after kind of taking a hiatus for a while and losing both of my parents.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot. So I just remember it being very emotional, and but also very beautiful, because it was I knew my parents were there with me in spirit.
Yes.
And I knew that they were very happy and, proud of me. So that I'll never forget. Another time would probably be when I was in Italy, and I was 13 or 14, and I performed at this square, and it was outdoors, and people were sitting on these buildings. I mean, it was packed with people. And I'd never seen, I think there were over, I don't know, I think they had said there was like 80,000 people. And it was the biggest crowd I had ever performed in front of at the beginning of my career. And So yeah, that was something I'll never forget either. That was pretty wild for a girl to come from Iowa and go to Italy and perform in front of 80,000 people.
That is amazing.
It was pretty crazy.
So,
I'm definitely grateful for all these experiences.
Most definitely. And music icon Tracie Spencer is my guest here on Danaya Azure Radio. So, when it comes to making timeless music, what do you think made your music stand out? So now that decades later, you have the new fans, and then of course fans like me that grew up with your most famous records.
I think because my focus for me making music, it's an art form, and a lot of people want to put you in a box and make you either sound like, look like, be a lot like other artists.
Yes.
And it was kind of hard for me because people like myself and Shanice and Debbie Gibson and those just at that time, how do you market these young girls without over sexualizing them or, singing songs that are just too adult. So I think trying to figure that out, and for me, it was always important that I just try to stay true to myself. I knew that I was a little girl, but I also didn't want to sing like super bubblegum type pop songs. I wanted some songs that had some depth, that had some meaning, things that I knew would be timeless, that people could go back and go, God, that was a classic song, and that could resonate with, people for a lifetime. And so I'm proud of the work that I've done. And I always try to just be true to myself. But yeah, at 11 and 12, 15, stuff like that, it is kind of hard to figure out what works, what doesn't work, and avoid trying to be compared to so many other people. I just wanted to create music that I liked and hope that other people would enjoy listening to.
Most definitely. And I think you said the key thing is that your intention was to create something timeless. So what do you think separates the vintage artists from some of the newer artists that are out now?
That's tough to say because there's a lot of artists that are out now, newer artists that I really, really do like and respect. I think what I would like to tell more artists is that really try to find what works best for you. Like we don't all have to sound alike. We don't, like, everybody's unique. There's enough room for everybody. There's enough space for people to create their own lane, especially now with social media. So I think that's what I would like to say to up and coming artists or current artists that are out now, the younger, that are in their 20s and stuff, and just trying to figure out what they want to do. Like, just find out what works for you.
Right.
You don't have to follow the cookie cutter thing, and you can just create your own sound, because you do every now and then you see people come out and you're like, whoa, they're definitely in a lane all to themselves, vocally and musically, and people want to hear stuff like that.
Absolutely.
They want to hear, don't be afraid to go there.
Most definitely. And I think that's the biggest thing, right? I think there are incredibly talented artists that are out now, but there are also a lot of people that sound the same. I think the thing about having that unique sound is what makes you stand out.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that, and I think that is important, because it is easy to kind of get caught up and go, hey, but this is what's working, or this is what's trendy, and that's okay too. But you can take it and flip it and still make it your own.
Yes.
It's utilize your personality, and put that into whatever music you're doing.
Yes, definitely.
It takes a while to find your voice, because even for me in the beginning, I think what helped create my sound was the fact that I listened to so many different genres of music, and even with female singers, I would try to take in some essence of what they did vocally, or in their music, and try to incorporate that into how I would sing. And then as over time you start to really you begin to find your voice.
Definitely. Yeah. That is so important. I love how you said, give yourself time, because it's not going to come overnight.
Yeah.
People say all the time, it takes 10 years to be quote unquote overnight success. It's true. It is so true.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. You just gotta be patient. You gotta, because I think a lot of people sometimes think like I was an overnight success, like I went from here to there, but it's like, no, and a lot of it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like being on Star Search, then auditioning for labels, because it's not like they just signed me right off the bat. I had to go to New York and LA, and I had to audition in front of executives. Like one, I had to perform in someone's office, and then at Capitol, it was performing in their, famous studio where Billie Holiday and John Lennon and Nat King Cole recorded.
Wow.
Which is all very intimidating. It is like super intimidating when you're 11 years old.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, what? Like, who's in here?
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. I was like, yo, explain the energy that was in that building, because people don't understand when you are in certain spaces, there is just an energy that takes over you when there are icons that have performed there or that have recorded there. So explain the energy that was in that room when you were recording in the same space as Billie Holiday. Like, what?
Yeah, it was very intimidating. And the funny thing is, my dad had bought me Billie Holiday records like a while back when I was little, and he'd always tell me, oh, listen to her because she had such a unique style. And I fell in love with her when I was little. So yeah, walking in the Capitol and like my dad telling me, like, Billie Holiday recorded here, and John Lennon, the Beatles, Nat King Cole, like all these people. And when you walk down the hall to the studio, there's all these pictures, obviously, of the history of Capitol Records and all the artists that have been a part of that label. So it was hard to process, because again, I was 11 years old, and I just did Star Search and going to Catholic school and playing with Barbies and living in a small town in Iowa, to walking down the hallway of Capitol Records. Like, I think it would have been even scarier as if I was maybe 18 years old, because I think I would have understood it more. But at 11, it was intimidating, but I was so excited, because I was just like, oh my gosh, like, how did this little black girl get here?
Right, yeah.
How did that happen? It was pretty wild. And I think, I remember I traveled there with like a Cabbage Patch doll, and I brought my doll to the studio. But for me, it was just, I don't know. I just kind of tuned everything out. Like all these older men in suits came into the studio and they're like, okay, like sing. And I'm like, okay, sure. Like that's all I do. So sure, I'll sing for you. And yeah, it was pretty wild when I look back and think back to that time. I just go, it's funny how kids, a lot of stuff don't really faze you when you're that young.
Right.
You're like, oh yeah, I get it, and you don't really grasp like what's really happening until later and go, oh my god, like that's crazy.
Exactly. You're like, wait, what happened now? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm like, I did what? There's no way I did that.
Right. Like, how in the world did that happen? How did that just occur?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
So if you could collaborate with any artist, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Well, I would have loved to have had the opportunity to work with Prince. I met him a couple of times, and yeah, I really would have loved if that could have happened. As far as living, I would say Bruno Mars.
I can totally see that.
I would love to work with Bruno Mars. You know who else I really love now too is October London, so I would love to work with him too.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have this phenomenal event on September 14th. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yes, it's the annual, I don't know if it's the third or the fourth annual adult prom. And it's in Naperville, and it's with Keith Washington and Tony Terry.
Nice.
Yeah, it should be so much fun. It'll be my second time actually doing a show with Tony Terry, who's super sweet. I've never worked with Keith Washington, so it should be a lot of fun. But yeah, it's on the 14th. It's at let me see if I can get things right here. I'm the worst like at trying to promote. Let me. Oh, it's at the Embassy Suites by Hilton. Yeah, in Naperville.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yes. So that should be fun. I'm only doing 2 songs. I'm doing Tender Kisses and Love Me.
Nice.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to going back out there and seeing everyone. So yeah, I hope everybody tries to come out. The last time I was there with Tony Terry and Karen White, the concert was sold out. Everyone showed up, and I stayed up super late after to do the meet and greet, and hung out with some of the guests afterwards. So yeah, I hope everyone comes out. It'll be fun. I'll be staying up late again. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
So when everything is said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. That's something I really need to think about, but I think for the most part, I just want people to remember me or my legacy to be that that for me as a musician, creating music that is like the soundtrack to your life. When I listen to certain records, like older records, they kind of transport me back to a time and space that I remember, right? That you can recall and remember what you were doing at that time, and if certain songs got you through some type of difficult moment. I want to be able to continue to make music like that, um, moves people, that resonates with people in a positive way, that make them feel good, that just make you actually just feel things in general. Because I think there's so many distractions, especially now with technology and social media, that I think we try to avoid a lot of our feelings. But yeah, I think I want to make music that just, or that people know that I've always tried to make music that can make you laugh, can make you smile, just make you feel good. Like, music's supposed to make you. You're supposed to connect with it. It's supposed to affect your mood and make you feel things. So
absolutely,
I don't know. I guess that. Yeah.
I think it's so important for people to understand that music is supposed to help you to heal. And explain how music has helped you heal when it comes to your family.
It's. I will have to say, before or after my dad passed, I will say that a friend of his put together a compilation of recordings my dad made in his studio. And some of it is just my dad just messing around and just singing ideas and things like that. But honestly, I play that to this day at least once a month, and ever since he passed. And
Okay.
He's been gone now for 10 years. And honestly, it helped me be able to move through my grief of losing my dad, because obviously I will be grieving for the rest of my life with the loss of my parents. Yes, it helped me be able to move through grief, losing both of my parents. Being able to listen to my father's voice. And not everybody has that, can say, oh, I have recordings of my father singing. I even saved voice messages that my dad recorded on my phone, and my mom. And I listen to them every now and then. But yeah, since music plays such a big part of my, in my life, there was nothing, you always heard music around our home.
Wow.
Constantly. If it wasn't someone playing the radio or records, my dad was singing all the time. Or we were singing. So for a minute, it was kind of tough because I like trying to write or anything. I just couldn't get myself to that point to really write anything. But no, whenever I think about them, I do. Once a month, I'm playing my dad's music, or I play a song that I know my mom really liked, and she was really big into country. She loves Zydeco music because she's from Louisiana. So I play stuff like that, and it instantly brings a smile to my face. And so that's why I was saying music, it plays a very important part in mostly everybody's life.
Yes.
Because it really can transport you back to a time, and whether, a time when your heart was broken or loss or being in love, it's a magical thing to me. I think music can be extremely magical and spiritual.
Yes. And I wanted to say again, thank you for what you have done, because you have written records that have been the soundtrack to our lives, and you have written so many timeless hits. And you have an amazing fan base, by the way, because when we gave you flowers, is how we connected. When we were giving you flowers, your fan base was coming out like, I love that record. Oh my God. I think one of your producers actually commented on the post as well. It was really, really dope.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. I thought that was very, very nice when you guys did that. I thought that made me feel good because it does. It's it's like you said, not everybody's gonna like what you do, and that's fine. I can't make everybody happy. No artist can make everybody happy. You're not gonna like everybody's body of work, but for those that do enjoy it, it does make me feel good. I feel like that at least I may have had an impact on someone's life, or maybe a song of mine actually helped somebody get through things. And I have gotten comments and messages from people that have said certain songs of mine have helped them through certain times of their life. So that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Because that's what it should be about at the end of the day.
Yes, absolutely. So one last question. So currently, what is on your playlist?
Ooh, wait. You know what's funny? I try to research stuff that, like I said, that isn't very trendy. Like the hidden gems out there. So I'm like listening to the Teskey brothers. But outside of that, I'm also listening to her.
Yes.
I absolutely love her. And I love Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes.
I mean, I think everybody does. So I'm listening to her. I love Lotto. Like, Lotto was my girl.
Okay. I like it. Yes.
I mean, when I'm in the gym, it's just me and Lotto. I love it. So, I listen to a variety of stuff. I even listen to, what's her name? Is it Busy Phase? She was a TikTok artist. Debbie Dawson.
Okay.
Like, I'm listening. I like sneaking around and just hearing what other people are doing.
Yes.
But when I work out, it's Megan and Lyle are pretty much it for me.
I love it. Yes, ma'am. I love it. It's so amazing, to have you come through and just all things that you're doing. Shout out to your team. Your team's phenomenal. I guess I should be able to come on the 14th. Hopefully I get to see you in person. That would be incredible.
You should definitely try to come out and see the show and hang out. That would be cool. And then we can meet in person.
Yes,
so cool.
Ma'am. Absolutely. So, yes. So go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, and most importantly, book you.
You just asked for a whole lot of information.
where can
I already told you that I was bad at promoting
I love
myself.
I love it. Okay. Where can they follow you on social media?
So I am awful. Okay, you can follow me on Instagram at Miss Tracie _official. I'm on where else am I? I'm actually on TikTok too. What is my TikTok? Oh, it's Miss Tracie S.
Awesome.
Or NZTRACIES is what it is.
Oh, okay.
So follow me on TikTok, and then for bookings, it's Tracie Spencer Management at gmail.com. And soon I'm in the process of getting some merch together too, for the fall and winter, like some t-shirts and hoodies. So look out for that too, and I will be posting that when that stuff is up and ready to go as well.
That is phenomenal. Thank you so much for coming on. I truly appreciate you.
Oh, thanks for having me. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Have an amazing day and take care.
Oh, thanks, you too.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, this is Tracie Spencer, and you are now tuned into Nexxlegacy.
When we first met, stole my heart away. Your love was incredible, wonderful. Then you began to change. You used to make me feel special. Now all you do is make me cry. Gave you my everything, baby, but all you gave me was lies. I try to be the one for baby you. There wasn't nothing what I do. That's why I'm leaving, 'cause it's all about you and not about me. I try to be the one for baby you. Never wasn't nothing what I do. That's why I'm leaving, 'cause it's all about you and not about me. When we get in a fight, I'm always first to apologize. Even if it was you did wrong, I never do enough to please you. That's why I can't go on. No matter what I do for you, it's never any good for you. You always gotta complain. That's why I gotta say I can't stay. I try to be the one for baby you. Never wasn't nothing what I do. That's why I'm leaving, 'cause it's all about you, not about me. I try to be the one for baby you. Never wasn't nothing what I do. That's why I'm leaving, 'cause it's all about you and not about me. What I do, 'cause it's all about you and not about me. Selfish, baby. Oh yeah. Anything you want, I do. I never understand how you could treat me bad and be so cool. You begging me to come back to you. Faith in you, gave all my love, but what I had was not enough. You turn around and broke my trust. Got the nerve to ask me, what about us? Try to be the one for baby you. There wasn't nothing what I do. That's why I'm leaving, 'cause it's all about you, not about me. I try to be the one for baby you. Never wasn't nothing what I do. That's why I'm leaving, 'cause it's all about you, not about me. I try to be the one for baby you. Never wasn't nothing what I do. That's why I'm leaving, 'cause it's all about you and not about me. I try to be the one for you. Never wasn't nothing what I do. That's why I'm leaving, 'cause it's all about you and not about me.
How's everybody doing? This is Uncle Rhino here, sending a big shout out and a bunch of love to the Danaya Azure radio show, to our people over there at the Nexxlegacy platform. We are super excited to be a part of everything that these guys are doing and for them to be a part of everything we're doing. That said, it's time to get everybody to start cruising back over to UncleRhino.com, UncleRhino.com. Start checking out the updates. We are fixing to start with the updates because we are now booking shows that will be going on into 2025, live appearances and performances. And everything that we're doing is to get to you. Everything that we're doing is for you. You are the person in every song that we write. You are the rock star of every show. That being said, check out the online store at the menu there at unclerhino.com. If you will do this, if you show up to any of the live shows with t-shirts, hats, any of the gear from the online store, when you show up at a live show, you will automatically become a VIP member for the night. You will be hanging out with me and the band after the show. So please check out unclerhino.com as soon as you have a moment. Check out the online store. Everything that you do is supporting what we're doing. You are loved and appreciated.
Nexxlegacy.
Are you searching for the perfect gift? Or do you just need a unique statement piece for yourself? Well, either way, Danaya Azure help you out. What you need is the S4S jewelry collection by Danaya Designs for You. S4S stands for strictly for a stage. Stand out at your next photo or video shoot. Snag that magazine cover. Go from being a part-time extra to an actor or actress who stays booked. Or just be the talk of the town at every event. Danaya Designs for You jewelry is handcrafted and Chicago made for men, women, and children. To start your collection, simply go to www.danayaazure.com. That's www.danayaazure.com. That's www.danayaazure.com.
Nexxlegacy.